sanitizer?
Start. So, sir, the book is really inspiring accountants po, and it features different stories of different accountants na sharing their stories about their journey in being accountant, and it's one of its missions is to inspire other aspiring accountants po. And so sir, how did you start your career?
I started my career way back in 2013. So I just recently passed the board in October 23 with CPA board exams. After which I was invited by the school to attend a congratulatory party. It is an event wherein all newly passed CPAs of that particular school, Divine Word College of Legazpi, were invited to share their experiences as well. Then what was funny then was that when I was introduced as the new college instructor. It was actually a surprise. I didn't know that I would be introduced that way. So I was introduced as the new college instructor. The next day I was called to submit all the requirements, and yeah, I started my career in the academia. I stayed there for 2 years and 2 years. That's 5 semesters in total. And yeah, I tried to venture into the private sector, but it didn't last long right now in the government sector. So I'm currently working pala for around 4 years and 1 month in total.
So yung sa current job niyo po, how long na kayo?
For the current job, that's the Philippine Competition Commission. It's a newly established government agency. I've been there last Feb 2017, so it's already a year with that business.
It's like, ano sir, like the Philippine sports.
That's the common understanding.
Because it's
of people. It's
competition.
competition.
Yeah.
Pero the Philippine Competition Commission focuses on the market competition. So
Okay.
it's trying to regulate the market, trying to avoid market dominance possession, or yeah, related to competition, market competition.
Sir, was accounting your first choice in college?
Yes. My second is philosophy. Yeah. Accounting was my first choice. Why? Because I think there are a lot of reasons why people would be choosing a particular course. Maybe some their parents would love to for them to take that course because their parents are also taking that course. Some because for practicality reasons, some because they don't have really a choice. But for me, the reason why I chose accounting was because I was really not good in mathematics. So I thought I could learn a lot of math in accounting. Because my brother and my sisters were ComSci graduates, and they told me that there are a lot of math in ComSci. I didn't take ComSci because the three of us will be graduating ComSci or computer science. So I thought I should take accounting for a difference to learn math. Then I realized there's only math, addition, subtraction, division in accounting.
So you wanted to challenge yourself more.
Yeah, that's my initial purpose when I chose accounting.
Sir, can you tell us your story about when you were still in college? Did you have struggles?
I think accounting itself is a struggle, and every accountant student would agree to that. Basically, reaching the quota, the grade requirement for accounting is already a struggle, and that's semestral quota. So for the semestral quota, that's already the umbrella challenge, and that would lay down into several more struggles. For instance, you will be reading every chapter of every book for a particular exam or recitation, which would actually be every day for different subjects, not including the minor subjects. And you will realize that there are actually no weekends. Friday is not a TGIF. Saturday and Sundays does not exist. You just, I think, yeah, struggles in accounting. There are a lot of struggles kasi in accounting. As an accountancy student. In our school, the quota was 85, so we had to meet 85 both in the average and every accounting subject. And of course, there are some professors which really are very strict. There are some professors which are very lax. And the struggle there would be, if the professor is lax, you will not be able to learn something, I think, because you also will be lax. If the professor is very strict, you might not also learn something
Yeah.
because you're afraid of coming into the class.
Mm.
And for that, no matter how, I think the one of the biggest struggles in accounting is that even if you review a lot, you might think that you're not able to learn anything. I think for me, because I was an average student, I did not excel that much. So for me, no matter how much I review, no matter how much I study every night, there's just still some students who know better than you. There's still students who excel better at you. So I think, I don't know what's the difference between us. We're just both studying at the same time.
From what school po kayo, sir?
Divine Word College of Legazpi in
Equal,
Albay.
yeah.
Sir, who is your mentor po when you were still in college? Who was the first your mentor?
I have a lot of professors I consider as a mentor within the academia. One of which was my former program head. Now she's the Dean of the School of Business Management and Accountancy. Her name is Dr. Teresa Adelfa Mortola. She actually had a big role in my accountancy life. She's a very good supporter. She's the backbone of, I think, every student of the school. Another is Dr. Teresita Nacion. When I came into Divine Word College of Legazpi, she was the dean. So she welcomed us. Because I did not start my accountancy in Divine Word College of Legazpi. I was a dropout of Bicol University. I actually failed my second semester of second year. I was not able to reach the quota. So I had to transfer to a private school, the Divine Word. Dr. Teresita Nacion started our career there. So we were able to learn a lot of things from her, how to manage our time, our stress. She was a very good mentor, as well as Dr. Teresa Adelfa Mortola. Not to mention other professors I've had, or mentors I've had in the institution.
So sir, what was your motivation when you were still in college?
Motivation in college, I just need to pass, I need to earn. That was a private school. Because that was a private school, coming from a public school, a private school really is very expensive, so I had to look for a scholarship. For that scholarship, I think I wasn't qualified for an academic scholarship. I don't know the reason. Maybe because I was a transferee, or maybe because I'm really not that good in class. So I applied for the public school publication. For the school publication offers scholarship. So I wasn't really focused in academics because I had to focus on extracurricular activities and to maintain the grades also that the publication is requiring. So my motivation would be really to finish the course on time, on track, without any more failing grades. And I really wanted to graduate with honors, pero since I was a transferee, I only graduated with an academic extension award, although my grade was, I think, qualified for the cum laude. Because the good thing, I think for accountancy students, they are all aiming to graduate with honors because you will be sitting in front of the admissions. So I wasn't a third row only.
Sir, can you tell us a little background about your family?
Family, I'm the third child of my 4 siblings. Background.
You grew up in Legazpi.
I had my elementary in Nabua, Camarines Sur. I transferred to Legazpi City when I was in high school and in college. And the reason why I transferred because my mom and my dad separated when I was in elementary, when I was in grade school. So it wasn't really that bad. The family accepted that so easily because the family was open-minded, I think, or my mom and my dad were open in their relationship. And it wasn't that bad. It did not affect us that much, the family. But the siblings were only 3 now. The youngest sibling died years back. So.
Your relationship with your parents are,
Yeah, I'm staying with my mom is in Legazpi right now, but I grew up with her. We're still in connection with our dad, so wala naman po.
can you please tell us a story about your childhood that had a big influence in your role to becoming an accountant?
Actually, so a factor that affected my reason why I chose accountancy or why I chose accountant. No. It was all of a sudden when I was in fourth year high school, taking the entrance exam to Bicol University. Oh, I wanted to be an accountant. Why? Wala talaga. It's not really the passion when I grew up because my mom and my dad were not accountants. So I really have no idea what accounting world would be. So I just wanted, I wanted to be an accountant because I wanted to learn math. And although the joke that time was that you will be counting money that was not yours, so why be an accountant? But I thought the accountant itself is a very vibrant word. I think it has a lot of dynamics. It is accepted in whatever field, so why not try being an accountant?
Not also because of peer pressure.
No.
No.
In our school, in our high school, there were only 3 of us who took accountancy, so there was really no pressure.
But sir, while you were taking the course na, you accepted it naman. You learned to love it along the way na po, or medyo struggle pa po?
There was a struggle on our first year. Because our teacher, my first professor in Bicol University taught us how to debit and credit, and I really had no idea what it was. Some of my classmates already had an idea because it was part of their curriculum in high school. Parang it's part of their, one of their subjects is accounting, basic accounting. So they really have an advantage. Some of them took crash course, so they really are familiar with the debit and credit. So the struggle was really real.
So you mentioned that you failed during your second year, or
Second year.
Second year. That does not hinder or that does not discourage you to continue taking accountancy.
No, because I thought I am on the second year already. I've already learned the basics of accounting, so I really have to push it through. And if I'll transfer or if I'll shift to another course, it will take me a longer period of time to finish the course. And because I really love the subject as well. I really love the course.
Accountancy that year is already 5 years now.
Yes.
So sir, what do you consider as your biggest struggle when we're still a student?
The grade requirement.
What drives you to succeed?
Personal goals, personal vision. I think if not everyone would agree, but I believe every student or every people who are part of an average family or average earning family would really want to give a better life to their parents, would like to give a better life to their family, not only to their siblings but to their cousins. So I think everyone would be driven by the motivation, not necessarily of money, but the motivation of you want to earn money and to learn at the same time so that your cousins, your family will be able to learn from you.
So sir, what are your working experiences?
I started my career as an academician. That's for 2 years. 2 years and 6 months, I think. Then I transferred to a private company in Laguna. It's a manufacturing entity. My job then was handling taxation. However, there is a restriction, I think, or a limitation on my part on the weekends. On a longer period hour of working, because I really wanted to enroll to doctorate degree. I wasn't able to, so I transferred here in Manila with my siblings, because also my siblings are staying here. I was a loner in Laguna. I was staying alone, and I was not used to staying alone in a home. So my brothers and my sister decided that I just have to transfer to Manila.
Sir, what do you consider as the highlight of your career?
I think the recent transfer to the government service, because me coming from a private sector and my friends who are all working, most of my friends are working in the private sector, they would have this bad image in the government service. I initially thought na if you're working in a government service, all you have to do is to time in and time out. There's really no work. That's my initial thought, even when I was a student. But when I started my career in the government service, there's everyone has a passion of really committing themselves to the people. If there's a client, they really have, no matter what they're doing, they're really giving into their all into that particular client. So I can see that the government sector is not really that bad, and they're doing their best. Their actions may be small, but they're really doing and giving it all into serving the public. And especially now that the government agency I'm working with now is just a starting agency, so I think the PCC really has a lot of things to work on. But for the past years, the PCC has been establishing itself. I think it has already done a great job for the economic development of the country.
Sir, what do you consider as your turning point or the pivotal moment in your career?
I think
Transferred from
government.
private.
But the only thing here is that I'm no longer working, or I'm partially working as or practicing my accounting, because I am employed as a planning officer in PCC. Although recently, Director Melvin Batas, my director of the Finance Planning Management Office, told me if I could be a detailed in the accounting division. So I'm waiting for that to happen.
Oh, that would be a promotion?
No, it's only I'll still be holding my current position, but I will be.
Just a new department.
Yes, I will be working in the department, but I'm really planning to move to accounting department.
Sir, wait lang po.
Sir, palit lang muna tayong battery.
Balikan.
Saglit lang po. Medyo na-low-bat na siya.
Actually, now, what would be the market of the two?
More, mga accountants din po.
More
Oo, yung accountants
Young
din
accountants.
po. Yung accountants.
Kasi
Ilalabas namin niya sir sa National Bookstore. Right.